Today we found out that Canada's ambassador to China, Dominic Barton, will be stepping down at the end of the year. He says he's leaving because the mission to get Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor out is accomplished. He was controversial, sir, as you know, his close ties to China as a business person, urging Canada to build closer ties to China, even as much of the world was saying that there's a genocide going on against the Uyghurs, the crackdown on Hong Kong, the crackdown on Tibet, the two Michaels, among other issues, and now, of course, the disappearance of tennis star Peng Shuai. Is his stepping down a signal that Canada is actually finally going to release a new policy vis-a-vis China, that the constructive engagement policy that Dominic Barton was so much an advocate for is changing now, sir?
Well, let me start by saying, Evan, that to congratulate and thank Ambassador Barton for his contributions to the public service and to the foreign service in terms of handling what is a very difficult relationship, probably our most difficult relationship on the planet right now, and congratulate him on the success of receiving the two Michaels back on Canadian soil safely. But also, let me just highlight for your viewers that those were not the only successes. This is a complex relationship. He was also heavily involved in ensuring that supply chains of PPE were restored during COVID-19. He led Canada's first mission into the Tibetan Autonomous Region in about 6 years. And those are interests that he took very, very seriously in terms of exposing the human rights record of the Chinese and the People's Republic and the Communist Party. In terms of sort of what this represents, his stepping down, is that he's made a decision to step down. And what we will be seeking to do is to ensure that his replacement, that man or woman, is equally attuned to the situation, the nuances of it, the complexities of it, and able to take principled stands to further our engagement with the Chinese.
Okay, but look, let me just go to Mr. Chong. Is this an inflection point in the relationship? Frankly, when Mr. Barton was first appointed, there was a different relationship to China. Now we've had the two Michaels. Now we've seen I don't want to outline them all again, but we've still had 3 years. We haven't even banned Huawei like the rest of the Five Eyes allies. Do you see, sir, this as an inflection point in terms of the ambassadorship change, Michael Chong?
No, I don't, Evan. I see it as part of a broader pattern of incoherence on China. We've had 5 foreign ministers in less than 6 years appointed to the job. We've now had 3 ambassadors that this government has had in place during its 6 years in office. And we've had numerous false starts at a reset on China. And now there are rumors that the government is coming forward with a new policy on China. Well, we heard that throughout all of last year and before. So I see this as a broader pattern of incoherence. We believe that the government should be appointing a senior diplomat from the Foreign Service to the Beijing post. This government had broken with long-standing diplomatic tradition in Canada, where we appointed diplomats to the posts in Beijing, to the posts in Japan, and that we reserved the political appointments only for postings in three countries: the United States, the United Kingdom, and France. And I think this government's break with long-standing tradition was less than stellar. We've been through a raft of ambassadors to Beijing, and the results are there to demonstrate that inconsistency and that incoherence. So it's time for a senior diplomat to be appointed to the post.
Right. Just to be fair, in 2013, Mr. Harper, the government you were in, promoted the RCMP officer and his bodyguard, Bruno Saccomanni, to the ambassadorship of Jordan. So let's be clear that these things don't always work out. Ms. McPherson, well, you go ahead if you want to defend that. He was a civil servant who was appointed to a post in the Middle East. Right. But he had no. Let's be fair. He had zero diplomatic. He had zero diplomatic experience. Yeah, but he was not an appointment. He was not an appointment from outside the government of Canada. Right. And that's what we've seen in Japan and in China with the attendant results. It's time for a person who's got lifelong expertise in China policy. The communist government in Beijing is a vast machine, and we need somebody there who understands both the diplomatic issues at play and the other issues in the bilateral relationship. And I think that's something that the 2 previous ambassadors struggled with. Boy, I got a lot of material to get through. Ms. McPherson, who do you want to see in that job, and what does it signal to you?
Like my colleagues, I have to thank Ambassador Barton for the work he did to get the 2 Michaels back. But there's a lot of work to do still with our relationship with China. It has not been coherent. It has not been clear what direction we are taking with regards to our relationship with China. We still have Canadians that are being held by hostage diplomacy. We have a genocide that is happening in China. So there's a lot to do there. I personally believe that we do need to have a diplomat in that role. This is a complex relationship. It's going to continue to be complex. The diplomat that we have in that role will have to work with our allies. Will have to work with other countries. We know that Canada is a middle power country. We can't do this alone. We need to work together with our allies, and we haven't been doing that well enough lately.